Welcome everyone, this is Africano TV, a platform where Africans in Canada learn and interact from each other, especially newcomers to Canada. Africans who have interest in Canada get to learn about Canada and how to prepare for their visit journey towards coming to Canada. So if you're new to the platform, please subscribe, please share the video, because it might be helpful to your brother somewhere down the road. Let's get straight to the point. What are we talking about today? 3 most important documents that you need for your Canadian visa to be approved. Okay, so one is you need to show your proof of fund. And what is proof of fund? Proof of fund is those documents that you use to show to the Canadian Immigration Services, the IRCC, that you are capable of taking care of yourself when you are here. You won't be a burden to the government while you are here. Proof of fund documents can be in 2 parts. Either you submitting your own personal proof of fund, or whoever that is inviting you to Canada submitting his or her proof of fund to you, so that you add it to your document while you are submitting your visa application. What document can you use for your proof of fund? Your proof of fund can include your account statement, your bank statement. Your proof of fund can include your business account statement. Your proof of fund can include bonds and money, investments that you have here in Canada. So you have to show that you have tangible money that is easily accessible to you to use while you are here. The proof of fund is not money you give to the Canadian government. No, it is your money that is in your custody that can be accessed by you while you are here in Canada. So the proof of fund should be able to cover your accommodation, your feeding, and all whatnot while you are here. So and your proof of fund should be able to cover to if you don't have insurance, health insurance, and in case of emergency. So those are things you have to factor in when you are submitting a proof of fund. People usually ask me, how much is it needed for my proof of fund in Canada? And the answer is that there is no particular amount, although there is a stipulated minimum of 10,000 Canadian dollars. But then the answer is how long you are to stay is what will determine how much of a proof of fund that is required of you as a visitor. If you're visiting for 2 weeks, you need lesser proof of fund than someone who is visiting for 1 month and someone who is visiting for 6 months. So how long do you intend to stay on your visit? Those are things that will determine how much that is required on your proof of fund. So you have to do the maths. You have to know, okay, how much do I need for my accommodation? If I stay in a hotel, if I stay in Airbnb, how much does the Airbnb cost a day, and how long am I supposed to stay? So you do the maths, you'll be able to say, okay, it comes out an XYZ amount, so you have to have the money on your account statement while submitting to IRCC or visitor's visa application. Another thing is the account statement that you are required to submit is supposed to be at least 4 months. That is the IRCC standard. It has to be a 4 months. It has to be a 4 months account statement. So you don't just put in money one day and then the next day you want to submit it. It could raise suspicion of what the money is intended for. Is the money just intended to get a visa? So there must be an activity in that account at least for a minimum of 4 months that shows that, okay, this money is truly your money, and this money is a money that you will always have access to. So while you are preparing for your Canadian visitor's visa application, you have to put that in mind. You have to make sure you have substantial amount of money in your account statements to prove that you will be capable of taking care of yourself while you are here, that you will not be a burden to the government while you are here. Because people come in and they become a burden to the government, and no government wants that, and I know the Canadian government do not want that too. So the second document you must have on your Canadian visa application is ties to your home country. What is ties to your home country? On a layman definition, ties to your home country is those documents that you use to prove that you will leave Canada at the end of your stay here. What documents can make up proof to ties to home country? Do you have a child in your home country? Are you married in your home country? Do you have land and property? Do you have businesses? These things are ties to home country. Are you studying in your home country? What level of studying are you doing? What relationship do you have in your home country? So the stronger ties to your home country you have, the more chances of securing your Canadian visitor's visa, because that will prove to the visa officer that you have something important that you go back to when you are done with whatever you came to Canada for. The lesser number of ties to home country you have, the harder it is for the visa officer to be convinced that you will be able to leave Canada at the end of your stay here. As a matter of fact, one of the strongest reasons I see online on visa refusals are visa officers not being convinced of the people who are applying for this visitor's visa being able to leave Canada at the end of their stay. So if you can convince a visa officer that you'll be able to leave Canada at the end of your stay, then you have strong chances of getting your Canadian visitor's visa. So while submitting your application, you have to ask yourself, what are my strong ties to my home country? What are those things that I think that I cannot, forgo in my home country? These things are things you should add on your visitor's visa application. So the third criteria you need, the third document that you need while submitting your visitor's visa application is your travel history. You need to have a strong travel history. It might not necessarily be big countries. What other countries have you traveled to, even around Africa as an African? Are you a Nigerian? Have you been able to travel to Ghana? Have you been able to travel to Kenya? Have you been able to travel to Sierra Leone? Have you been able to travel, if you're from Sierra Leone, have you been able to travel to Nigeria? Have you been able to travel to Ghana? Have you made international travels? Have you been able to leave your country and visit other countries? Have you been able to leave your continent and visit other continents? Because the visa officer needs a history of you outside your country to know, okay, this traveler is a legit traveler. This traveler is a civilized traveler. This traveler is not a lawbreaker, because once you make international travels, you have a record with those countries that you have visited, and then I think the visa officer can be able to pull out those records and see what your travel history looks like. So they want to be sure that you understand how international travel works. So while submitting your application, while preparing your application, it will be a good thing to take your passport and just move around your continent, move around the continent of Africa a little bit, move to your neighboring countries, move to Togo, move to Benin Republic, go to Ghana, go to Morocco, go to Zimbabwe, just move around, travel a little bit, and then it will help your Canadian visitor's visa application so much. I will advise, do not submit a virgin passport, although it is relative. Some people have submitted virgin passport and they still got, their visitor visa approved. At a point, I submitted a virgin passport and I got it approved, but then it will rely on the other two, document that I talked about before. If you have a strong proof of fund and you have a strong ties to home country, then maybe travel history might not be an issue. But if you don't have a very strong proof of fund and you don't have a very strong ties to home country, then I think travel history could help you. These things are part of a whole. So when you have 2 against 3 or you have 3 against 3, when you have 3 against 3, you stand more chances. When you have 2 against 3, you stand lesser chances. When you have 1 against 3, then the lesser the hole you have, the more your chances reduces, and the more the hole you have, the more your chances increases. So I will advise you, pick up your passports. No country is a small country. Buy an air ticket, get into those countries, explore the country, stay for 1 day, stay for 2 days, stay for 3 days, go back to your home country, take another trip, international trip, neighboring countries, maybe get into Asia. No country is a small country. Just explore a little bit before you start your Canadian visitor application, because it will increase your chances quite very much. So back to the last one, I said there will be a bonus point on this video. So what is the bonus point? The bonus point is your Canadian visitors visa application intention. What are you coming to Canada to do? So what you are coming to Canada to do, the stronger it is, the stronger the chances of you getting your Canadian visitors visa. I have seen that happen time and time again. I have gotten people who have, wrote to me on emails and said, William, I followed your advice and it worked. So make sure that what you are coming to Canada to do is has a very strong, reason, have a very strong backing. Who are you coming to visit? How deeply related is the person to you? The stronger the relationship with the person, the more chances of you getting a visa. If you're coming for a conference, the stronger the conference is related to what you're already doing, the more chances of you getting the visa. If you come in for tourism, how are you going to be proven that that tourism visit is really what you need at that particular time? So make sure you have a very strong reason why you come in. Make sure you're able to prove your strong reason, because most times some of us have strong reasons, but then we are unable to prove them. So make sure you are able to prove them through your statement of purpose letter that you are submitting together with your visitor's visa application. Make sure that your invitation letter is strong. If a company is sending you an invitation, if an individual is sending you an invitation, tell them to notarize the invitation. It doesn't cost so much. Let them just go to Notary Public and do a notarization. It makes the documents a legal binding document. It makes it not just a mere paper that somebody is sending to you. Let the document be notarized, and then it will add a layer of seriousness to the document. So on a recap, like we always do, number one, make sure you have a very strong proof of fund while you come in. It is usually better to have above than to have less. Make sure you have a strong ties to your home country. Look at those things that you cannot easily forgone in your home country and add those things on your application. Are you a member of an XYZ organization that has a strong reputation? Yes, add them to your application. Are you a student of an XYZ university, and what level are you? What are you studying? Add those things to your application. Are you married? Do you have children? Add them to your application. Are you the only child of your family and your mom and your dad depends on you? Add them to your application. So let them know that you definitely have to come back for your mom and your dad to take care of them, because they need you within XYZ amount of time. So those things could really help improve your chances of securing your Canadian visitor's visa. Then the third one, like we talked about, travel history. Travel around, travel in your neighboring countries. No country is a small country. Those little countries, those countries that you call small country, could help improve your chances of securing your Canadian visitor's visa. Do not look down on any country. If you're from Nigeria, take your passport and go to Ghana. If you're from Nigeria, take your passport and go to Benin Republic, go to Togo, go to Morocco, just travel, go to Kenya. As long as you can afford it, go to South Africa, apply. And the beautiful part is that the visa process to those countries are way more easier, and some of them are visa on arrival. So take your passport and then explore a little bit. It will help you. It will even help you understand international travel, so that when you are coming to Canada, you are not a completely novice to international travel. So then, like I said on the bonus point, you must make your reason for coming a very strong and pressing reason. Do not just say, I want to come and visit my family. Why do you want to come and visit your family? You have to state it on your statement of purpose. Or the person who is inviting you have to state it on the invitation. I want to come and visit my spouse. Why do you want to come and visit your spouse? I want to come and, so make your reason for coming make a very strong case for your reason for coming. It will help your visa application. So if you have done these 4 things and you submit your application, I have a very strong feeling that you cannot be denied, your visitor's visa, as long as you have your documents ready and verified that they are true and legit. So I'm expecting to see you here. I'm rooting for you. Do have a wonderful time. Please consider to subscribe again. Consider to like and share if you find this content useful, if you find this content interesting. It is still Africano TV. Until we come your way next time. Bye.